Hey everybody, Bob Snyder's back at you with another episode of Generally Speaking, and we're cruising down the road today. I was thinking about a good friend of mine, Mark Victor Hansen. Now, many of you might know that name, but let me just make sure that we do it with clarity. Mark co-authored with Jack Canfield the book series Chicken Soup for the Soul. I mean, they've sold over 100 million of those darn things, and it was one of the most successful series in all of publishing history. Mark's a pretty amazing guy. He's a guy that is truly full contact life. He is. And that's what I've always enjoyed about him. Had an opportunity one time when we were speaking at an event years ago in Hawaii, and Mark said, "Hey, let's go snorkeling." So we grabbed some gear and we were going to head down to this one little area where we could snorkel. And as we're going down the beach, I thought, wow, I've got a great opportunity here. I mean, I'm with the great Mark Victor Hansen. I mean, this guy is an amazing speaker, trainer, author, coach. He's been on Oprah 3 times. 3 times! Never mentioned me even once. But I'm not bitter. Anyway, Mark has got all of these accolades and accomplishments, and I thought, I'm going to ask him the real question of the ages. I'm married, I've got 4 kids, my family was younger at that point, I had a thriving business that I was making happen. I just thought, okay, if anybody knows the answer to this question, Mark knows the answer to this question. I said, Mark, talk to me. How do you maintain balance in your life with all that you've got going on? He just started to laugh. I mean, he did. He says, Bob, that's ridiculous. There's no balance in my life. You can't have balance and accomplish everything that I've been able to accomplish. Are you kidding me? And I was taken back because I was waiting for this old wise sermon from Mark on how I would be able to accomplish this. But it really kind of spawned a lot of thought from that point on. And what I've thought is balance is a myth. I mean, it really is. You got to think about it. Think about what you do on a daily basis. You get up in the morning if you're employed, or if you have a business in Renatus or outside of Renatus. You get up early and you go to work. You leave those that you love and care for most so that you can go out and you can, make money to support that family, right? You're generally spending an hour or longer one way in traffic, especially if you're in a big city, going to work, and then another hour coming home. So there's 2 hours of your day shot, right? You got to get ready in the morning, so that's another half an hour to an hour, and that's 3 hours of your day that's shot. Then you've got, your 8 hours at least at work. I mean, for me, it's always been just half days, and really didn't matter which half of the day that was. What 12 hours it was, but as you kind of go throughout your life and throughout your day, you soon start to add up the hours that you're away from your family, and you realize that you're lucky to be home by 6 or 7, and you're generally going to bed, or the kids are going to bed early. If you've got a couple hours with them, that's heaven. That's not balance, right? No, not at all. What you've got to really take a look at is it's not equal time or equal effort or equal energy given to a certain person or project or whatever it might be. What it is that you need equalizers. I'll tell you some of the things that have really helped me over the years, and that is good time management. I know I've talked about this in the past as well, but good time management. I get my calendar out and I schedule my week or weeks in advance so that I know what I'm doing. And then I calendar out my non-negotiable Renatus time. I also calendar out my non-negotiable Holly time. So, for date night and for time that we have to get on the bike or go to a play or a concert. I calendar out my non-negotiable family time, with the kids and now with the grandkids. So that I can bring it all into perspective and make sure that if it's on the calendar, it's going to happen. There's things you got to be able to put in play so that you have a good counterweight. Otherwise, things get so skewed that you neglect that which you value most. So I want you to think about that. We really don't have balance in our lives. There's no equality in the time given. But we can certainly focus on the moment with those that we're with. We can create lasting memories. We can be a good example of work and dedication and persistence. And we can be a good teacher along the way as we share some of life's lessons that we've learned with those that we love and we value most, especially this rising generation who need that kind of guidance, right? So the next time, somebody gives you a sermon on balance, don't sit there, with like 15 years of guilt and remorse and shame, pouring over your poor soul. Just go, balance is a myth. What can I do in this moment? How can I make this lasting? How can I make this the best? How can I give quality time to those that I spend my time with? And how can I show them example of being fruitful, productive, and a contributor to society that will inspire them to follow my lead? It's those lessons that you teach and that you share that are going to mean the most. Balance. Create a counterweight to balance. Figure out how you're going to offset the time that you're away. And I'm here to tell you, everybody will turn out just fine.